In a small village, there lived a tiny chicken named Clucky. He had a gigantic dream, to become the world's greatest chef. One sunny morning, Clucky stood proudly on a little wooden stool, wearing a chef's hat that was far too big for his tiny head. He carefully stirred a bubbling pot of soup with a big smile. One day, I'll become the world's greatest chef, Clucky thought excitedly. Just then, boom! The soup exploded high into the air. Flour, vegetables, and soup splashed everywhere, covering poor Clucky from head to toe in a fluffy white cloud. Her oversized chef's hat slowly slid down over his eyes. For a moment, everything was completely silent. Then the nearby chicks burst into laughter. Haha, what a messy chef. Months pass. Clucky practices chopping vegetables, cuts too fast. The carrots fly everywhere. A squirrel catches one. A goat catches another. A turtle gets hit on the head. Everyone laughs. Clucky keeps practicing. Burns pancakes. Drops soup. Trips over potatoes. Finally, the dishes begin looking amazing. He builds a tiny restaurant. The restaurant is empty. Chef Clucky waits by the door. 1 minute passes. 2 minutes. 3 long hours later, the sun begins to set, but Chef Clucky is still waiting patiently for the very first customer. Suddenly, a ding sound. The door open. A pig wearing sunglasses enters. His name is Mr. Porkington. Very dramatic. Mr. Porkington said, "I have traveled across the forest." For dessert, Chef Clucky gasps. The chicken proudly serves a steak. The pig looks horrified. Mr. Porkington screaming, "Steak? Do I look like someone who eats vegetables?" Chef Clucky blinks. Mr. Porkington said, "I only eat cake." Chicken quickly bakes an enormous rainbow cake. The pig takes one bite. His eyes sparkle. Pig said, "This is the happiest day of my life." Door opens. A hyperactive rabbit hops inside. She speaks incredibly fast. Rosie said, "Hi, hello, good morning, can I order? I'd like 100 carrots." Chef Clucky freezes. He repeat the order. 100? Rosie Rabbit answer, "Yes." Chef Clucky ask again, "For today?" Rosie Rabbit answer, "No. For this meal." Chef Clucky looks around the kitchen. Only 5 carrots remain. He dashes outside to borrow carrots from the beavers. Finally, 100 carrots. Rosie smiles as she counts each one. 89, 90, 99, 100, perfect. She happily munches through every single carrot. Chef Clucky can only stare in amazement. The restaurant becomes busier. Then, the front door bursts open. A duck wearing swimming goggles enters. His name, Captain Quackers. He whistles dramatically. Duck said, "I heard your soup is legendary. I'd like to swim in it." Chef Clucky smiles and laughs. Duck doesn't. Seconds later, Duck jumps into a giant soup bowl. Splash! Soup flies everywhere. Pig gets noodles on his face. Chef Clucky sighs. He asks, "Why is this happening?" Duck smiles. "The soup is wonderfully warm." Now everyone arrives. Monkey orders bananas. Without bananas. Cow asks for grass-flavored pizza. Bear wants ice cream, on spaghetti. A sheep asks for cloud-shaped pancakes. A fox wants invisible soup. Chef Clucky stares. Kitchen becomes complete madness. Vegetables fly. Bread bounces. Dishes spin. Chef hats fly everywhere. The pig happily decorates colorful cakes. The rabbit carefully organizes towering stacks of carrots. The chicken accidentally invents amazing new recipes. Everyone is busy with their own joyful chaos, filling the kitchen with laughter and excitement. News spreads. The funniest restaurant in the world. News spreads. The funniest restaurant in the world. One day, a famous food critic arrives. Everyone goes silent. His name, Sir Albert. A wise owl wearing tiny glasses. He tastes the soup. Silence. He tastes dessert. More silence. He tastes pizza. Even more silence. Finally, Owl smiles. Everyone gasps. Sir Albert said, "I have eaten at thousands of restaurants. I have traveled around the world. I have tasted food made by kings. But this is the happiest meal I've ever had." Everyone cheers. The restaurant becomes world famous. Animals line up around the block. Mr. Porkington now works as the dessert tester. Rosie Rabbit is the carrot manager. Captain Quackers becomes official soup lifeguard. He proudly blows a whistle whenever someone gets too close to the soup. The restaurant glows warmly. Chef Clucky looks at the old tiny chef hat, places it on a shelf. A young chick walks in and said, "I want to become a chef too." Chef Clucky smiles. Then never stop cooking, and never stop dreaming.